Yeah, what a little inspiration he is. Now, we gave you a little sneaky peek of it just before. The circus is coming to town.
Yes, elephants, lions, tigers, jugglers and acrobats will be taking to the streets for this year's Lord Mayor's procession in Norwich to celebrate 250 years of the circus.
Well, Norwich, along with Great Yarmouth, is one of the 6 cities of circus celebrating the landmark anniversary. And tonight, they're trying to recreate a picture from 1898 when elephants from Barnum Circus paraded up Jail Hill in the city to Chapelfield Gardens.
Wow, look at that. Well, it's been a jumbo undertaking involving giant elephant puppets and, as we should be able to see now, Natalie Gray's with some of them. Wow, they're fantastic. No real elephants then, Natalie?
No real elephants, no. Sadly, the days of performing elephants and people sticking their heads in lions' mouths are well and truly over, all, of course, because of animal welfare. But boy, these are pretty realistic, aren't they? Let me move away and let you have a better look. They're the work of Ali Mackenzie and all the gang at Tin House, with a lot of freelance helpers as well. And they are just truly magnificent. And what a spectacle they are going to make as they weave their way through the city at 7 o'clock tonight to recreate that stunning picture. And look, how cute is this one? There's a baby one. Does he have a name?
Hello, this is Pablo.
Pablo. Well, what a coincidence that is, because we're now about to tell you about Pablo Fanque, the first black circus owner born in this fine city, who created a song who inspired a song by the Beatles.
Roll up, roll up, roll up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Pablo Fanque's Circus Royale will open the most neat and commodious, the best arranged and handsomest circus ever erected in this city for gymnastic and equestrian performances.
Pablo Fanque brought back to life in Norwich, where he was born in a workhouse in 1810. His real name was William Darby, and he became the first black circus owner in Britain. A poster for one of his shows inspired John Lennon to write the song Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite for the Beatles.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight on trampoline. The Hendersons will all be there, late of Pablo Fanque is there, what a scene!
Pablo Fanque made his first appearance in the circus ring aged 11, demonstrating extraordinary horsemanship. He would ride through towns with up to 12 horses on a single rein, but he was also a skilled tightrope walker and trapeze artist. 60 rare handbills have just been discovered in Sheffield of his circus and include a wonderful image of him that no one knew existed.
And one of the handbills is just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, because it shows him at the height of his power, at the height of his strength, proudly showing what he was, one of the greatest equestrian riders of the 19th century. So the significance in terms of black history is very profound, in terms of local history, but this is a collection of national and international significance.
He's such a fascinating character in terms of what he achieved compared to where he came from, the workhouse. And as a gentleman of colour as well. It's not what we expect, but Africa has more than a 400-500 year history with Europe, and there were many figures in different trades and industries, and not just slavery, which is the usual narrative.
There's a blue plaque commemorating Pablo Fanque in Norwich, and this student accommodation block is being named after him. Gareth Davis is the author of Pablo Fanque and the Victorian Circus. So Gareth, explain why someone who was born William Darby has this exotic name, Pablo Fanque.
Well, the Victorians were very interested in what they called exoticism. That meant that they were interested in faraway places.
And it made him more glamorous.
Exactly.
But this is a story that doesn't have a happy ending. In 1848, Pablo's wife Susanna was in the crowd watching their son on a tightrope when a gallery of 600 people collapsed. Susanna was killed when heavy planks of wood hit her on the back of her head. Although he remarried and lived for another 20 years, Fanque requested to be buried alongside his first wife in Leeds. He was to die penniless in Stockport.
At the time, one mustn't forget, when he died, thousands of people lined the streets of Leeds. And what I find most remarkable about this, at a time that his colour is never mentioned. you know, his ethnic background is just Pablo Fanque. And that's what's really significant for me, that one of the greatest circus proprietors of the 19th century should be remembered for what he was, but also for what he achieved.
See Miss Smith's daring and electrifying act de equitation, leaping over canvases and through hoops on her rapid steed. I, Mr. Pablo Fanque, will introduce my own celebrated mare, Bida.
And he remains the only black circus proprietor in British history.
And you can see these magnificent creatures at the Lord Mayor's procession here in Norwich at 6 tomorrow. It's been put back by the football. Helen's here from the City Council. Will people move away from their tellies to see them?
Of course they will. Football will be over, everybody will be celebrating, and look at these incredible creatures that we've got out in the streets.
It's going to be great. Circus capers, football frolics. What more can you want? Back to you.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Natalie, thank you so much for that. Absolutely incredible, those elephants, aren't they?
Fantastic, really good. Well worth a look.
Yep, well, from